Right, I'm here with Scott Frost, a one-pocket Hall of Famer. He's done everything in the game of one pocket. I am a complete idiot in this game. I have no clue what to do. Scott's going to throw us, show us a few tricks. He's not going to show us too much because he don't want to give all his secrets away because
they're valuable.
They're valuable, yeah. Good point. Right, Scott, you break because I ain't got a clue, and I'm going to pick your brains.
All right, yeah. So, Carl, the key is if you're breaking, typically in the game of one pocket, if you're breaking from this side, it's customary that that's your pocket.
Yep.
If you decide to do something dangerous or erratic, then you make sure and let them know which pocket is yours ahead of the break.
So I'm here. You're there. You're there. This is my pocket.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
I have to put the chalk there because I'm going to forget. I know it.
Yeah, you better mark your pocket, pal.
Right, okay.
So what I'm trying to do is use a high left cue ball or a low left cue ball. The top players like to drag the cue ball and let it just turn over before it gets to the one. And if you drag the cue ball actually goes through a little better and you get a little bit more action off the balls. Typically a better spread. Higher cue ball, the cue ball will deflect immediately, then go through. So it's all up to you, but the low drags shot and break is a little more experienced, a little tougher to hit.
Right, Scott's got a rack cue. We've come straight out of comms, so if he slightly butchers this, we're going to let him do it again, but we'll see how he gets on.
Custom cue, Shag?
Or is that your cue? You've been putting it in the rack waiting for this.
The Wallabushka.
The Wallabushka.
So that's not how you want to break, but that'll work. So the whole idea and the goal is...
Well, leave the cue ball over here where you'd like it.
If you were to break them perfect, you really, the ideal is here, and I'm using a house cue. It's tough to keep the English on it correctly.
Right, leave it there, so it's my shot. Let me just...
But the whole goal, Carl, is to have a ball high and a
okay.
ball low after the break.
Really?
It makes tough for a defense because you've got the pile here that's covering everything up.
Scott, where did you learn this game? Who? When you first started playing one pocket, because it weren't really a tournament game, was it?
No, I mean, when I was young, really, I figured out that all the money people were playing rotation pool, and they never expected a young guy to really be good at one pocket. So I literally worked real hard at home for a few years. And I was fortunate to have an elite player back then around me, took me under his wing.
So in the pool room, there was a top one pocket player in the pool room.
Yeah.
Who was it? Can you name?
His name is Don McCoy.
Don McCoy.
You know, like Keith McCready, Buddy Hall, Efren, they all know him very well. Right. Won the world championship in 1979. But his main game was one pocket as well. So I figured out that if I could learn it at a young age, back then the only other guy that was really well known and great at one pocket at a young age was Shannon Dalton.
Oh, okay.
Right? The Doughboy, they called him. But he was a great player. I was a big fan of his.
When you first started playing, was Efren like? Was he known as the one pocket guy then, like he sort of still is?
Yeah,
he was.
And always will be. But Efren, I just dreamed of meeting. Right, like he was the man, and always will be the man in the game. He did things differently.
Right, I'm going to talk to you about Efren in a minute after I've put you in jail with this shot. This is what I'm going to play, even though.
Well, there's a really good shot here that you can
probably
let me
try.
Win with.
Really? Let me see if I can find it. That I can win with.
You might win the game with it. You might be able to run out from here. So that's a big hint, right?
So this is my pocket here. And the idea is 8 balls. We're playing even, basically, just to make it easy.
Yeah.
But there's different ways you can play it. But the idea is me and you's a level game. 8 pockets in here, I win. 8 pockets in there, you win, right?
8 balls in each pocket.
8 balls,
the first to make 8 any
You're
balls.
saying there's a shot I can play to win?
Well, there's 2 possible shots, right?
I ain't going to spot it, am I? It's impossible for me to spot that shot.
Well, no, it's not impossible, right? This is your pocket. So the key when this is your pocket is you always want to look at the stack. Look at the stack very well.
Is the 2 ball dead?
Well, the 2 is dead.
Is it dead?
But it's dead from the low side. So if you're aiming straight on, it's probably coming here, but it's pretty well wired. It is wired.
Is that wired?
100%.
So you're saying just aiming.
If you could kick to now, I'm not saying this is the shot, but for you against me, you need to do something.
Question.
Aggressive.
If you're playing Efren, what shot do you play?
If I'm playing Efren right now, it's a pretty good break from here. And to keep him off of anything, it's going to be very tough. His return is going to be probably pretty powerful. I might actually kick one rail to the second rail softly and just try and put him behind here. And if I clip the 10, it's a bonus.
I find it fascinating how you are looking at that and you just instantly know like that you're in a bad spot if you're playing like another great one pocket player. I find that fascinating.
I mean, like the key to guys like Efren and Josh Filler, Shane Van Boning, even myself or Chohan or somebody like that is you've got to keep them completely off the shot. Nothing good's going to happen up here. Nothing good's going to happen down here, right? If I leave them here, they're either going to put me in the pile, they're going to find something aggressive. But if I can get them here, that keeps them completely off the shot.
And you still have to hit a rail after contact.
Yeah, but we're looking into that. Like, if we don't hit a rail, it's okay. It's worth losing a ball.
So it's just worth losing a ball.
In that
right,
spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to kick this in and run out just for the
kick
camera.
it in. If you hit the top side of the 7, 2 is probably going to go here. So you better...
Top side, he means here, right?
No, if you catch the top side of the 7, it's going to throw the 2 down. So you need to catch the top side of the 11 and the bottom side of the 7. Well, you caught something, but either here nor there. It did go. You saw it. You actually didn't hit it too bad.
He talked me into that. He talked me.
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking.
Anyway, it's a really in-depth game.
Yeah, it is. I
And
can
somebody
see that
like
off the
yourself
bat.
should probably never even consider starting to play.
I agree. After that shot. Right. So are you going to chop the 13 in? That's the poke.
Yeah, but also like I was talking about, the key would be to, if I don't make it, I'm playing the cue ball behind the pile once again. You always want protection. In this game, the cue ball is always first.
So you would never try and get on the 1?
No, not at this steep of an angle, right? I'm pretty steep here. The 5 is hampering me. So I'm going to have to put some check side or inside English on it to begin with. So really, I would just try and chop the 13, make it. And if I get over here somewhere, I can reevaluate.
Right, okay, let's see. Get over the pocket.
In this position.
So you've got the pocket, and now I'm dead? No?
Yeah.
So do I kick off there and make it?
That would be the shot.
That's the
shot.
shot.
That would be the shot. But you seem like you understand the game already.
It's only because you explained that the first shot.
Okay.
But I don't fancy this, I won't lie.
Well, the rail is going to lengthen out with the new cloth, so you want to make the adjustment
I'm using
to the left
Mario's...
just a hair. I wouldn't use any English though. Flat ball is the right way to shoot this.
And I'm using Mario's 6 grand cue.
Well, this looks pretty good, and that's really almost right where I wanted to be against Efren.
Have I missed a trick there? Now
You
it's
have.
popped out.
You allowed me to.
Yeah,
you allowed me to see the 3, and now I could probably play something powerful if I wanted to. Yeah. I could play a couple different options. I could try and pop the 3 off the bottom of the 2, or I could try and play the 3 across and just run the cue ball this way, or maybe behind the 8.
Before you play it, Scott, in one pocket, is there a point on this rail when you're in this pocket that you always want to be or not?
Well, it all depends where, like, this ball might be. You don't want to be here, right? But if you're here and you've got cover around your pocket, it's okay. So there's so many variables in the game. My recommendation, especially in Europe, like Niels Fahand looked into my DVDs and a bunch of other European players, Alex Lely. The idea is really to just constantly keep the pressure on your opponent with protection, and what I mean by that is with the cue ball, always protected. So this rail is always going to be your friend.
Right.
Any rail in a defensive play is going to be your friend, because you're going to only be able to hit a smaller percentage of the cue ball. This is a little awkward, though, because I'm steep on the 3, so I would consider maybe just actually trying to play it off the bottom of the 8 versus the bottom of the 2. I think it's too steep to do that. But either here nor there, I'd probably just stun forward and stay aggressive with the shot. And the whole idea is even just to move balls to my side. If I fluke one in, that's a bonus.
Right, so it's basically protection first. I see what he's done. So
well, that's no good. But if I get you back here, it's really good, right?
Right. So if you're there, would I try and bank that off that and run forward?
As long as the kiss isn't in play, but the kiss could be in play. I didn't really know that we were going to go through a whole game because there's so many variables. It gets a little tricky to do that.
I'm going to do this just to get an idea, and then I want to have a go at the break.
Okay, absolutely. Well, there's a couple cool breaks I'd like to show you. So
right, let me just try and play this shot
here real quick.
Right.
And then we'll.
That's no good.
No, that's not bad.
Right, can I break?
That's great. Well, that's not that great.
It's not great.
But it ain't that bad, actually. You hit it pretty good with pretty good control.
Right, 1-0 to Frost. Right,
It's really easy on the new cloth to miss the head ball and catch the second ball full, so you've got to adjust your aim point to a little thicker spot on the head ball. Yeah, and that's ideal. Like, you're a quick learner, Mr. Boyes.
So this is the ball you were talking about. One's high and one's low?
No, this is the ball.
Oh, that's
High
the ball.
and low.
Right, okay.
So there's a little way out of this. I could probably kick to the bottom of the 11 and leave him a steep bank on the 9. So I'll just go through this scenario really quick.
Yep. It's a fascinating game when you're playing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'd leave that, right? And then I leave the bank on the 9. But the problem is you can't bank the 9 to where it's free because you're going into the pile.
Right.
You understand?
Yep.
So most one-pocket players with tight pockets like these would probably pass this up.
They wouldn't play it.
Yeah, because if they don't make it, they're going to sell out. They're going to at least leave me the 14, but they're going to go into this pile, open everything up for me, and if you don't make it, typically a top player is going to run out.
Right. I'm this pocket.
Yeah, you are this pocket. So kicking to the top side of this ball is pretty good there, right? Yeah, if you could kick to the top side of this ball, it's going to clip off the stack. If you have good speed and your cue ball is going to come 1, 2 down here, and you're going to get more cover, you might make something.
Dang. That is
Yeah, you like
insane.
it, right? But you've got to be accurate.
I don't like it, but I don't.
New cloth, but it's all about your speed. You don't want to hit it at 1,000,000 mile an hour, but probably about a medium speed. Well, there you have it. So medium speed. Let's say you get
Yeah, I don't mean, yeah.
you get me here. Now this is big trouble for me because I'm not only defending against these 3 balls, but I'm really defending against this. And this is the big problem. You're forcing me to come down table, and I'm defending against this ball. Anytime you can get up table and keep these balls in the danger zone, which I call from the spot to this diamond and this diamond is a danger zone. Anytime you're defending against a danger zone and you've got a ball out here, bare ball out here in the open, really, really tough to defend against that ball. So I'm in a big jam right here.
What I've found fascinating there is my instinct. Obviously, I've not played it, but straight away my instinct was, how do I put a ball or get it over the pocket? But you got me at just getting it up there and shifting.
Yeah, you're just shifting each turn. So you're playing 2 to 3 innings in, right? You're really playing for the return. The return meaning your shot, then what your opponent going to do to get out of that shot, and what you can foresee in the second inning following that.
That's wild.
So you're really predicting way ahead.
Scott, before you play this shot and show me how you get out of trouble.
Well, that's the problem. That's why that shot is so effective.
Right.
I'm in big trouble here. Like, I don't know.
Now, you played Efren, didn't you? That was a goal of yours.
A few times. Yeah.
And you got the better of him.
Yeah, I did. But when I was young, he murdered me forever, right?
But you learned a lot when you played.
Yeah, I played him everywhere I could find him, 100 to 300 a game, and he would beat my brains in for probably the first 6 or 7 years. And then I finally felt like I was ready, and I beat him in Arizona, a challenge match for 5,000. And then we played 5 or 6 more times and ended up beating him the last time for 50. I beat him 30 to 19,
Wow.
and that was back in 2016. But I did beat him when he was playing really good, so that was a feather in my cap.
Yeah, 100%.
Big time, because he's still my idol and everybody's idol.
Who's the best American player behind you at one pocket of all time? Not so much now or back when you
Of
were playing.
all time.
Yeah, who do you think? Take you out the equation.
You got to put Chohan up there.
Oh yeah, Chohan.
Yeah, you got to put Chohan up there.
Have you played him big sets over the years or not?
We kind of ran together for a long time. You know, we played a couple challenge matches. I think I lost 30 to 28 on my return from retiring after about 3 years. But he's really aggressive.
Is it like too much respect there? You don't really want to do it, or?
Yeah, we used to travel together, right?
Yeah, okay.
So it's kind of weird. Yeah,
I
it's
get
a
it.
weird situation.
Fair enough. Right, what we got here? What's the option?
I don't know. I'm probably just going to try and dip off the 11 and try and lay the cue ball down here.
Right, okay.
Mind you, I'm using the Balabushka or
the Wallabushka. So you just play this slow, right?
Yeah, and hope it doesn't roll off. You see, this is the problem I was talking about.
Yeah.
Defending against this ball was always going to be the problem.
Right.
And I'm going to leave you the cross corner.
So.
And here I would stay aggressive, even draw maybe to the 11, if you can.
You draw it in.
You're banking the 14 to here. I would stay aggressive so
I
you
see
get a
what
shot
you
on the
mean.
9.
Oh,
I would
of
just draw
course.
to the 11.
I feel like if I ever played this game, I'd be like one of these who play everything like at this pace.
That's okay. You bumped the 11, so you're good. Right?
I feel like
You can
that'd be
make
me.
the 9.
Right, before we go, because we've got comms to do, show me a couple of these fancy breaks you were on about,
Well,
Scott.
there's just 2 other breaks that you can play, especially if you're an amateur.
Right.
But on new cloth, this break's good if you want to rack them up. This is a real nice break.
Does it
on new
matter
cloth.
how I set them up, or
Just freeze them up there.
just try and freeze them?
I almost won the Derby with this break on new cloth. I didn't do it in the finals because I was nervous, but I'm clipping the 1 on new cloth, and the reason I'm using this break on new cloth is because when you're putting inside English here on the 3 ball, a lot of times I'll miss the head ball. I don't use carbon fiber, I use wood. It's more designed for 1 pocket.
Right.
But so I decided to start clipping the 1 and open them up and send the cue ball 2 rails up this way. I don't know how this is going to work out, but it's something you guys should try at home. It's a pretty safe break. If I can get the cue ball up here, here's why it's safe. If you do something from here, as far as the return, let's say you bank this up table, now my return can be something pretty powerful to the stack.
Right, Scott, we got work to do.
Yeah,
Shane's
let's go to
watching.
work, pal.
You've shown him too much. He's watching.
Yeah,
Cheers for that,
gosh,
buddy.
here he is.
Cheers
Thank you
for
so
that.
much.
That was great.
I
That was
enjoyed
great.
it. I enjoyed it. You aren't an idiot after all.
Idiot's Guide to One Pocket with Cowboys and the legend, Scott Frost.